everyone, my name is Nguyễn Phương. I'm from Ocean Edu, Time City. And I guess that some of you may have already seen the video that I did on sharpening English skills for global citizenship. In that video, I talked about some tips that could be applicable and useful for English learners. However, I don't want to repeat that today because I thought it is quite easy for many people to find such tips online. Therefore, I have decided to focus on another aspect, which is how to overcome setbacks and challenges when learning English. Well, I have met a lot of people with basic speaking skills, and I also got questions like, how do you manage to speak so well? Or how long do I have to practice before I become fluent, like a native speaker? I find it hard sometimes to answer those questions because honestly, everyone learns in different ways and everyone makes progress at distinctive speed. But do you know what I find really common about these people? I think most of them are shy to speak to foreigners. I'm sure that many of you can relate to this. The real reason behind this is due to psychological factors. Many people have this mindset of being afraid to make mistakes, and they want their sentences to be grammatically perfect before they say something. And this will lead to the scenario where they will be analyzing the questions that they hear and their answers. And before they are about to respond, the conversation will have already moved on. So that's a sad thing to know about, right? Well, I want to suggest a solution for those who are trying to improve their speaking skill. You should keep in mind this phrase: fluency over accuracy. It's important to understand that you don't need it to be perfect. You just have to swallow your pride, forget all shame and embarrassment, and just speak. You will eventually learn from making mistakes and be happy when you do. The second problem I have seen is people whining about how slow they are at upgrading their English level. And then they start comparing themselves to other people. That's the point when they suffer from low self-esteem and they may easily give up. You shouldn't compare yourself to other people because it will only discourage you from learning, and it will leave you with a feeling of self-doubt, inadequacy, and worthlessness. Therefore, the best thing you can do is to focus on yourself. Walking on your own path and competing with yourself is the best solution. Only by taking the belief that you are worthwhile, capable, and valuable can you excel at learning English. The last problem is a prevalent misconception that many people have about English. They tend to think that English is an art to be mastered. But you know what? It is actually just a tool to use to get a result. This conception of using English elaborately would be due to the educational system here in Vietnam. Students like us, we are judged more on correctness rather than on clarity. So when we're in a stressful situation where we are required to express our opinions and say it correctly, we might only be concentrating on what we have to say and how to say it, rather than listening to the other person and getting a result. And this kind of defeats the purpose of learning English in the first place, which is to communicate effectively. Am I right? And so to sum up, I would like to say that if you want to become a global citizen, you should be confident. You should never be afraid to make mistakes because we're human. And the thing about being human is that we have the ability to learn, grow, and reflect from our mistakes. And most importantly, have fun when learning English.